playing field, Jonas. You're at the sea level, dude. You can't get down to where they are, where they're comfortable. Like you're fighting at such a disservice. You're in such
a great take.
It's off. You can't.
Great take.
Thank you. Thank you.
Soft.
Yeah, I love that.
Have
I
you
knew
ever been
Luke
stung
would
by
see
a
it this way.
jellyfish?
No, and I don't intend to, because I won't put myself in that position. You've been stung?
Great
Yeah,
take.
it hurts.
Yeah.
But it's like it's
There you
not
go.
that bad.
It's bad enough. Like it can get you. Gets you in the wrong place and can kill you.
Yeah.
Like didn't Steve
Great
Irwin
take.
die? He got hit
Yeah,
with
but
the
like
heart.
that guy's gambling every day. That guy's
Okay,
like
but still.
that guy's like swimming with crocodiles.
I know
Like,
that.
okay.
Another thing you won't see me do. Anyway, how's Saskatchewan, Luke?
Okay, I'll be honest, Hayes. So I put a small video up there. I had gone to Saskatoon for the first time I've ever been to Saskatchewan, probably 2 months ago. And I was blown away. Again, it's not Toronto as far as the size, but like the people there were great. The parts I were in Saskatoon were like very nice, kind of a cool weekend for me. And I'm like, wow, like I've never been out here. This place is amazing. I don't know what I was thinking. I want to be very, very clear that the people of Regina, okay, were great. Everyone was wildly friendly. They loved the riders out there. I'll be honest and say that walking downtown, I was told that Regina has cool spots outside of downtown. But the places that I was at, which was not that many places, was by far the worst city I have ever been to. I've never seen anything like this.
Uh-oh.
I'm talking, this was beyond construction, Hayes. It looked like it was like war-torn at places. And I mean, it was uncomfortable to walk around. There was a lot, I mean, they've seen better days. So Regina in itself was a little tough. But I will say the people, especially those who waited for hours upon hours for a game Friday night that didn't actually happen, were unbelievable. But I don't know what's going on with the local government in Regina. They got to get it figured out because they're letting everybody down.
Yeah, that's shameful, man. That's too bad. Like I've never been there, so it's kind of got an ocean vibe to me. Like I don't know if I'm dying to get out there personally, but you're not really selling it, man.
Wait, I have one more question. So, will you guys go on like a hike? Because like there are certain places where you can go hiking.
Are there grizzlies within?
Well, like
no,
you hear,
I'm not
like,
going on a
bobcat
hike.
attacks.
No, not happening.
Okay.
I walk down Yonge Street.
I will do a hike, but that's another one where I'm just like, it's got to be kind of like specific, if that makes sense, and it's got to be at certain times where there's not like 10 million people on the trail. It's very like it's a curated ordeal for me.
Yeah, and you gotta have some sort of protection if you're in a situation like that.
No, you're just supposed to like get big and scream.
Yeah, with grizzlies, I don't think so, dude. Those things. If you are in their like territory and they have a mood on, you're toast.
So, do you go camping?
No. Absolutely not. Go ahead, Luke. I don't know. Are you a camper? Or
I'm
what?
with you on that, Hayes. I'm an anti-camp guy.
I'm a
never
hotel
really
guy.
found,
I'm an electricity guy and plumbing.
And that's not bad. That doesn't make you
like we
less
live in
bad
this world
for being like, hey, I want a nice shower and the ability to turn on a light.
Like, could you imagine getting into a time machine and going back 300-400 years from now and say, hey, just for the record, I'm going to experience what you're experiencing, even though I have these options. You know how mad those people would be?
It's just to get away.
Our ancestors would be like, are you insane? You could take a shower every day and have plumbing and electricity and you choose not to? Are you stupid? No.
You've never raised like the barrel up into it? Okay.
Not interested. Not even remotely interested.
I'd love to see like overdrive from the Algonquin Park.
Yeah, that actually would be kind of interesting. Luke, you'd be in for that. I'm sure you'd be in for that, but yeah, we'll see. Well, in terms of the game, I mean, that was crazy where you guys had to wait a day. You end up playing the game, but, the Argos, on a local front, they were on a bye week this week. It sounds like Chad Kelly's right around the corner. Like, what's your read on the East? Because seemingly like every other year, it's wide open. Like the Argos are 1-4, yet I think they're probably thinking they could still win the division.
Yeah, I mean, having Chad Kelly come back will be a huge ordeal. The other one that I think people have stopped talking about that is very, very good is Montreal, but the problem is, they've lost their starting quarterback. Now he's back this week, obviously. So that'll help. I think with Davis Alexander in there, they're, right up there with Hamilton. The tough part with the Argos is, they lose so many guys from last season, and for whatever reason, especially on that defense. And, even with Chad Kelly back, is that really going to, push them over the edge? And Hamilton is right there. I think Hamilton's up there right now. If I had to pick, my top teams in the league at this exact moment, I would go, the West is pretty dominant. I would go Calgary probably 1, Winnipeg 2. Even though they laid an absolute egg, I would go number 3 was Saskatchewan, and then 4 would probably be Hamilton. 5 would be Montreal, and then it gets a little like Toronto's down there for me. Ottawa's really down there for me. They're probably sitting at 7, 8. So Chad Kelly's got definitely a tough task to get this ship turned around.
With Luke Wilson. So we were talking about this list that came out, ESPN.com. ESPN revealed their top 10 quarterbacks for the NFL season going into 2025. So they pulled execs, coaches, and scouts. I don't think anyone's surprised. Mahomes is 1, Allen's 2, Burrow 3, Lamar 4. Those are always going to be the top 4 guys. You could argue who should be. I don't think there's an argument for who should be 1 personally. I think it's clearly Mahomes. But then is it Allen? Is it Lamar? Is it Burrow? You can differentiate whichever way you see it. So those are clearly the top 4. What I found interesting, and I'm curious to get your take on this, they had Jaden Daniels at 5. Daniels at 5. Do you think, as a second-year player, he's prepared to take on that level of expectation?
No, not yet. I think he's tremendous. I think the future's extremely bright. But, and this is where it gets weird, and, we asked executives and, yada, yada, yada. And I know I believe Stafford was 6.
Yes, he was.
And I'm I don't know many coaches right now that would take, if it was a playoff game, we're going to take Matthew Stafford or we're going to take Jaden Daniels over Matthew Stafford. I know it's a 1 spot different, but it's I look at last year's playoffs, for example, and Philly pretty much rolled everybody except for Stafford and the Rams. And there's an argument when Stafford had that 2-minute drive in the snow, I might add, okay, a game that with the weather should have heavily favored the dominant run team of Philadelphia. Okay, Stafford goes down, drives the field, and if you watch those last 2 plays back, where Jalen Carter makes 2 huge plays there, it's an identification issue on the offensive line for the Rams. I think if they just blocked that up correctly, it wasn't like he beat somebody. Stafford probably has a shot at knocking off the Eagles. So when I see these lists, I'm kind of man, it's not taking anything away from Jaden Daniels at all. But I'm I don't know. When you use the term NFL executive, who does that entail? Is that a GM? Or is that a front office guy that is in charge of sales? Okay, and that,
yeah,
that's where I get with this list where I'm